Hi, hello. I want to start a new sort of thing on this channel. It is a therapeutic type of thing. I'm hoping because there's something about this channel and about what I do in reference to the channel that had helped me mentally, and I'm just kind of hoping to sort of bounce that off of me onto other people. So I want to, start this by sort of introducing or, just explaining a little bit of where the idea comes from. Here's here's the thing about me. Like you don't know me. You have no reason to. You have no way of knowing me. And the reason for that specifically is because I have been in a very rough mental shape for the last 28 years of my life, and it's nothing external. It's no external reasoning for it. There's no sources of external problems. Not really. If you exclude the ones I manifest myself, basically, and it's just something that I inherited, like from just passing down to generations, and a lot of people have this. It's not it's not depression. It's not some kind of anxiety disorder. It's probably something you can diagnose, but it's nowhere near severe in any way, or it's not like something you need to take medication for, right? It's just simply sort of a curse of just thinking too much, which sounds like I'm trying to make myself sound super smart or something, but really what it is that my mind cannot shut up. My mind has to constantly think about something, which is why I always played a video game, always had something to play. It's why when I didn't, I had also been reading, which I abandoned really fast, but I was reading at some point a lot. Which is also why when I have actually nothing else to do, I either that's what I started doing recently. I started making a lot of videos, random video ideas I had, and then I started also writing my own sort of thing, which I'm really proud of, even though it's nowhere near to be finished. But that's not the point. The reason I'm explaining all that is that, but like I said, like a lot of people, I think at least, I'm not sure, but I think that a lot of people out there don't need to have something going on constantly. But in my head, when I have nothing, I am approaching the state of like depression, I think. But I don't know why, but I'm good at being always occupied with something. I've always been good at finding something to do, which, this channel is one of the biggest things, or, biggest, outsources of that. But the point here is that mainly my biggest issue and my biggest, sort of vice at the same time is that I always need to be doing something. And the something is a lot of the times making videos, which this channel is basically just the result of. And there's something else to it, which is that I want to encourage people to do what I do, which is not like, if you overlook what I do, it's like I'm trying to look like I'm doing something extra, which, I mean, in my view, it's nothing extra. It's basically just my process of what's happening is that I play a game, right? I play a game every day, all the time, and it's not like some kind of addiction. It's just like I really have the mood for it, which I'm super grateful for, because I think I'm approaching the age where a lot of people who always played video games when they were children at my age, they usually stop like caring about it. They start being bored with it a lot, and so far I have not been bored with anything I played yet, so I'm super grateful for my brain to be able of that. Anyway, the thing is here that I've always enjoyed playing, you know, when I play the game, I've always enjoyed kind of sharing my experience, and it has nothing to like really do with you know, being lonely, even though like, I mean, I think it like overlaps that, but I've been in relationships and I've been, you know, I don't like any relationship you can think of, like friends, family, all these things. And like I've never enjoyed sharing these things with people like that. Even though I like to have people around, most of the time I just like to be by myself, and when I am, I still want to show things like gameplay, like something funny from game or something cool like a cutscene. That's always like I've always been like this way. And I have another channel that it's not, you know, it's not nearly as like active as this one, but on that channel, if you care to, you can go there, and you will see that I have been posting, you know, gameplay of some regard, like for so long ago. Like I started so long ago, and editing videos was one of my greatest like things. Like when I realized that I can actually do it, because I've been watching people, not just on YouTube, making videos on things, not just games. And also it's like, you know, it's like one of those things that like are cool, but I will never be able to do it. But I started doing it, and I was like, I can do this, and here we are today. So that's fantastic for me. But making the videos is like only one part of it, right? The other one is like showing it to people responding to it, giving you feedback. But more importantly to me, beside the feedback, is that I can engage people into things that they either didn't know about, or they, you know, have played the game in the past, or have heard of the game but have never seen it in this light, have never seen it like this, and now that they've seen it like this, they want to try it. And that's my, like, that's what I love about this channel, as well as what I love about playing games. It's just so interconnected for me. And so today I want to, you know, address much more in detail one thing, and that is that for the first year, or maybe almost for the 2 years of this channel being active and doing precisely the one thing that it does today, and being absolutely in focus of it, which is making shorts and making, you know, gameplay shorts, and like trying to get you into the game, no matter what game it is, trying to show the best light, you know, trying to show the game in the best light, and using that sort of one clip that is like 60 seconds long or less to make you rethink playing the game or coming back to it, which is like, that was my sort of like, that's like, if you want to say a goal, that's what I wanted to do. Now, here is like one thing that was on my mind as long as this channel existed, which is that there's two poles, there's two sides of video making, and it's specific for YouTube. I could be doing this on so many platforms. I can be on TikTok, which I am on TikTok, but I'm not really active there at all. But you can do it on TikTok, you can be on Instagram, I think. Like there's other, let's just say there's other platforms. I've not really invested in like looking into them because I don't care about them. I've always been on YouTube. YouTube has always been my place to be at, so I don't really have research done on any other platforms. Mainly because I will never probably even consider trying to make this like some sort of full-time job, or like, you know, paid, even like anything to do with money or AdSense. I've looked into it like maybe a year ago, and I instantly dropped it. I instantly said fuck that shit, because yeah, it's just, I'm not interested at all. I have my job, I don't mind doing my job, and that's it. Anyway, the thing I want to say is that there are two kind of like extremes on YouTube right now, which is like you can either do long form videos or short form, right? I'm sure like if you have been on YouTube for a while now, or maybe even if you didn't, you will probably know of this. There's two kinds of videos you can make. There's two separate feeds, if you will. If you're on desktop, which apparently a lot of people are still on YouTube, but it's like switching to the mobile, mobile audience. If you are still on desktop, you can usually enjoy both. But if you're on phone, you will very likely be much more keen to be watching short forms. I'm not saying that you can't watch, long form videos on phone, right? But it's much more user friendly. If you're on phone, there are chances that you don't have like 20 or 30 or 50 minutes to watch a long form video. Many people probably are not in the position, but you are probably in position to watch like 30 short videos, right? So that's why shorts exist. That's why also a lot of people hate them. But that's beside the point. Here's the thing though, in the world, on this platform, on YouTube, where there are short form videos and long form videos, there are also channels that are specifically just for short form or just for long form. And my channel has always been probably like built on the short form content, right? I've never minded uploading long forms, but if you go through my channel and actually look at the videos that I have, the short forms practically always win over the long form, because this long form is much harder to take off, even on channel that has more subs than like 100, right? It doesn't really matter. It's all subject to algorithm. But if you are already established channel with already established subscriber base, and not fans, but like people who will watch you if they see you online, and you upload something, these people are much more friendly to the content that they subscribed for. So if I have been always just uploading shorts and I upload short video, they will probably give it a try, or the algorithm will give it to them, right? It's more like it. The thing is here, these two types of separate types of channels have separate kinds of engagement and sub count, right? So like if I was a long form channel and I had now like 17,000 subscribers, that's pretty decent for a long form channel. For a short form channel, it's like equivalent of having like maybe 1,000 or 700 subscribers. Which, by the way, if that was the case, I would still be doing this shit and I would still love doing it. Like, to me, it doesn't change that much. It just changes the scope, but even then, not that much. So throughout me sort of trying to, talk to other people who run YouTube channels and stuff like that, I've encountered the most common thinking among content creators is that if you have long form channel and you have this kind of audience or this much subscribers, you're doing well. If you are running a short form channel and you have this much subscribers, you are like below average. Like, this amount is just not that much. And like I said, I was saying at the start of the video, when I made the channel and I started uploading daily, right, like for a year and a half, I was obsessing over this number. Not just this number, I was like, the classic brain of a content creator is that when I have made this video the last time, it got this much attention. When I made similar video to this one, it got like way less attention. And this is almost solely based on how YouTube algorithm likes you. And if you start looking at the numbers instead of looking at your work and what you are actually doing, what you can affect yourself, it will fuck with your mind forever, and you will never get out of that pit, like, unless you stop worrying about it, right? And I was like everybody else, I was just looking at the numbers, and it was insane. It was bad for you. It's always bad for you. Like, you can never understand fully the algorithm, right? there is very, very few people that ride the wave consistently, and they consistently grow into millions. It's just 1 in a million, right? It's like very low percentage, like less than 0.5% or something like that. It's like for me, that number, the fact it was always growing was awesome. But I mean, I know you don't look at it, but I used to, and I know my numbers were basically getting lower and lower for the past 7 months or something. And I used to be very worried about it. I was be like, I don't know why, like people don't like it anymore, but I still see people, watching it, just not as much. So what's going on? I used to be tormenting myself with this, and then like I realized when I started this channel, that was the one thing I was thinking. It's like, I don't care if I get 100 views every video, that's 100 people clicking on the video, and I love the fact I can say that there's 100 people somewhere in the world that will enjoy what I do, and I still feel like it. But the fact I just see you all as fucking numbers is what is completely detaching this feeling from me, because all I see is YouTube telling me that my work is not as good as it used to be. That's the only takeaway, right? Because YouTube is a business, and business will always tell you that the last quarter was better. What the hell is going on with you, right? That's the mentality. But my mentality was never like that. My mentality was always like, I will play a video game because I fucking love playing a video game. And when something cool happens in the game, or something funny, or something I want to share, I will make a clip out of it, and I will put it on my channel with the people who enjoy this kind of thing, and they will laugh at it, or they will enjoy it with me. That was all of it. That was all I ever wanted from this shit. And it morphed into this constant desire of a higher number, which is insane. It's just so toxic. And the worst thing is, like, you are doing it to yourself. It's nobody around you really cares. Like, unless, let's say this channel had 1 million subscribers, then I think like people would actually be voicing it, I guess. Maybe even not, I don't know. But the fact that, like, even for, if I was a long form channel, the number of subscribers I have right now is almost irrelevant. But the fact I'm short form channel, right, with this many subscribers, I'm absolutely invisible to everybody, right? And the thing about that is, if you look at that situation the way I just described it, you will be depressed so much, because I don't care about that. I care about the people that are already here, not the people that are not subscribing to me yet because they don't know about me, which was the concern I used to have for a long time. It was like, I know if the algorithm gave me another chance, I would gain another 17,000 subscribers in 2 weeks. But for some reason, YouTube doesn't want me to. Why not? And I used to fucking think like this for so long. And in the past, I don't know, like a month, 2 months, 3 months, I didn't go on the YouTube app I have on my phone where I can see all the comments and stuff like that. I didn't go on that forever now. And one part of me really hates that, because I used to really enjoy reading your comments, liking them, even responding. I don't do that anymore, which is the one part about this that sucks. But I think that also helps my mental, because I don't think you guys really care about me, like, kind of joining your conversations, because I post a lot, like the community posts on this channel, and I post, memes or whatever the fuck I find funny. I don't care. And a lot of the times you guys talk to each other, and I find that even better than if you were talking to me. I honest to God, like, that's so cool to me, that, like, I'm not saying this is like a community or anything. I don't have like a Discord server, so I know it's not like a thing here, but it is like environment. It's like ecosystem in a way, right? There are people under the post talking to each other about the post, and that's awesome. I like that a lot. And I think the shorts that I do sometimes, not always, right? But like when they do take off and they have, like, let's say 100 comments under the video, you guys do talk to each other. You discuss the game. This guy has an opinion on X and Y, and this guy has opinion on A, B, C, D, right? And these people will start fighting each other over lore, or over your opinion on the game or the game studio. And I love that shit. because that makes all of it worth it to me. It doesn't have to be fighting, right? You can be agreeing with each other, but at the end of the day, it's like you are engaging in that environment rather than just ignoring it. And so, and I, by the way, I looked into like the statistics long time ago, but it didn't change since. And apparently, the demographic for my channel is like almost older than me, and I don't know why, but I find it even better. Like, that's, to me, that's so cool, because like I said before, like my worry is that I will one day like stop having this spark for games, because like I know how cool games are to me right now. That fucking, like, it didn't even, like, it didn't, not even that, just it didn't change since I was 15, like 10 or 17 years ago. Not even that, it got like better over time. I started understanding things better when I was that young, but back then I didn't even, like, I didn't understand English that well yet, so I needed subtitles in my language. Now it's like the opposite. Now when I go to like a movie, I need English subtitles, so it sucks because that's not a thing in here. And so like all these things kind of like elevated my entire experience of all of it. And the fact that I know now that my channel has people on it, like majority of the people, that are my age or older and are still as engaged in these things like as I am. I don't know, that's just like that it makes all of this work so much better to me. Like when I think about making a clip, I think about these people, like you, right? I think about you most of the time. Like, and like this video, for example, isn't gonna reach almost any of you because most of you are on your phone, and that's completely fine. But I did still have something. I got something out of it by doing this video, which is that, like I said, I think that if I can sort of, I can catch 20 of you listening to this full thing for it's fucking 20 minutes long. I'm talking now, Jesus Christ. If there's like 20 or 30 of you who watch this for the full length of it, I want you to know, like, because my thing about playing games is that I play a game, like I said, I play a game, something happens, and I'm instantly like, I will clip this shit, then make a short clip out of it. Somebody else will have fun watching it, maybe somebody will even try the game now. Like, that's like, I don't know, that's, to me, like, that's literally 50% of enjoying a video game these days. It's like, I can make somebody else laugh at this, or I can make somebody else enjoy watching this with me, right? And I've tried streaming, by the way, for a pretty long time. I'm pretty sure you can still find VODs on this channel from when I was streaming. It's still all up if you want to watch it. I will never take it down because that's my history. It's history of my gaming life, and it's like archives. I will never take that down. But it's funny because, yeah, I even got like, every now and then I got viewers there, and it was fun. But I found out that I can't, my brain doesn't let me. I don't have that kind of mental capacity to deal with like being on screen like for 8 hours, even if I didn't have full-time job. So streaming just wasn't really my cup of tea, but it was an experience, and I really love that I have that experience. Let's Plays, I really played with the idea of that, but the thing is about Let's Plays is that you have to play a game for really long time. It's like 4 hours long gameplay, and my brain is such brain that I just can't like handle playing video game for that long. I have to make pauses, not for my mental health. I'm not doing it like because I know I shouldn't. I actually get mentally exhausted playing for that long. I have to stop, watch a YouTube video, do something else, then play again. That's my way of doing it. That's why streaming is really hard for somebody like me. But Let's Plays are also difficult because then I have to spend like multiple hours editing it, and like I said, YouTube algorithm is such that when I put so much effort into it, people will still prefer the short form. And I'm actually okay with that, because the short form means I can play video game for 24 hours in 1 week. I can spend 3 minutes on making 10 short videos, which I totally can. If you like, I am on that level of editing where it's easy for me to do very quickly a relatively good short, in my opinion. So the the part where I edit and record versus the part where I actually playing the game is much better ratio for me right now than if I was doing long form in general. So that's why I don't do it. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's all I wanted to say about that. But I want to motivate people. And I know it's not gonna be easy. It's definitely not gonna be instant, which is one of the things that shorts are great at. Is like they give you instantly this feeling of accomplishment. That's why I feel the way I feel right now, is because I know when I upload a short video, very likely there's gonna be at least like 100 or 1,000 people even who will actually watch it, and they may not even like it. They will probably definitely not comment it, because the ratio between views, likes, and comments is usually like 10, 4, and 1 maybe, right? So like, I know that's not gonna happen, but like if it does, that's what I'm chasing. That's what I like about all of this. And so I want to encourage people doing it, because I do think that there is some scratch in many people's head when they play games on their own, like alone, which that's how I like it, by the way. And I think a lot of people do like it too that way. But then you are like, oh, this funny thing happened, and because I use shadow play, right? I mean, a lot of people do. Then I can just instantly, like, I can press button and it records the last 3 minutes of the game, and then I can go quickly edit it. You can do what I do in fucking Windows Movie Maker if you want to, right? So you can do that. You can upload it, and you know, I want to just encourage people to try doing it, because the process of actually making the video can be super easy. I do it in different editor because I know how to use it, so it's easy for me, but you don't have to. You can upload it, and if you do it twice a week for 6 months, I'm guarantee you people will start watching you, at least in some extent. You will get like 100 subs maybe. You will get some very small amount of audience, right? And I really would like to see that more, because I think, unfortunately, but such is the age we live in right now, unfortunately, when you start a YouTube channel today, it's a reasonable assumption that you are either there to not create anything at all, which means you're just a user to watch other people, other users, or you are creating a channel to make money. Like, that's the unfortunate, my perspective, unfortunately, is exactly that. Like, your final goal with this thing is to get sponsorships, get ads, right? Play ads and make money out of it. And I don't. I've been considering it, and not because I need the money, because I just hate working so much. But I think a lot of people, especially the generations after mine, I think absolutely agree with me that like working is just shit. But I mean, we all need to grow up someday, and you will find that having a job and then having a hobby that is making videos is much more agreeable with your mental health than making your hobby your job. Don't fucking ever make your hobby your job. I beg of you. You will want to slice your fucking... I'm not gonna say that, but I'm just saying, like, that is incredibly poor decision. Don't do that. You will hate your hobby within a year, especially if you're trying to monetize it on YouTube. And I never want that to happen with this. That's why I will never do it. So that is probably everything I wanted to say right now. I think I will continue this. I don't know when, but I will try my best to continue this in the future. Just because, like I said, I feel strongly about this topic, specifically because my entire, focus on what I do here is just to show you this cool game and how I had fun in it. And that's where it ends. And I swear to God, I don't know where are people hiding, if they even exist on YouTube, but I don't even know anybody else doing that. Like I said, it's mostly just people trying to make money, trying to get famous or something like that. And that's never been my goal. I never wanted this channel to be gigantic. Like 100,000 even to me is like a really big channel, and I would never, I mean, I wouldn't like say please don't do that, right? Don't subscribe to me or anything like that. I just think that my sweet spot is people who will occasionally watch something that I made, and they will engage with it in like some mild manner, and that's it. And I don't want it to be anywhere like where I need to start hiring people, I need to start hiring editors, and I need to do all these things. I need to figure out how to you know, do AdSense, and like I don't like, that's not, I don't want this to be my job. And I think the times when this used to be that way, right? Well, when YouTube used to be about not being your job but being your hobby, start making your, you know, hobby video editing and post it online for people to laugh at it, or like to engage with it and to just exchange their opinions about it. That the age of that seems to be over to me, and I don't like that. I still am big believer in that old-fashioned video making for just because, right? And so don't look at numbers. If you find it entertaining, if you find it cool, very good chances that there is somebody out there, especially on YouTube, who will feel the same way as you. And I would just encourage you, if you find the time, like I said, it can be any video editor, right? Jump into it. Make the video rough, make the clip bad. It doesn't really matter, especially for shorts. Trust me, it doesn't have to be good at all. But it has to be coming from the place where you believe honestly that what you just made, what you just saw, is something 100 other people would find enjoyable. That's your ballpark, that's your goal, right? Go find that goal, because you can. It's so easy, especially today. And like, that's where it has to, not has to, but that's where it can absolutely end for you. That's where it ends for me. And so, yeah, that is, I think that's a good stopping point, to be honest, because I could just ramble on, and I don't want to do that. So, yeah, thank you anybody who watched for this long. For some reason, whenever I try to make a short video, it, you know, it ends up being 30 minutes long, but such is life. I have more to talk about, but I will need to collect my thoughts first, and I need to, you know, stop and think about it all. So have a good day, and I hope that you will, you know, consider some of the things I've said. Goodbye.